In today's episode of What in the World is Top Tier Fabrication doing, we got a dump truck bed to repair. Wow! All right, so this dude came in. This dump truck had a wooden bed in it, and he wants to not have to deal with rotting boards anymore, and also wants to be able to, just have a little more faith in his bed. So a lot of these channels are rusted out from where, fasteners have rusted through and all that. But what I need to do is I need to build the bed up to the same level as where the stake pockets are. This is exactly 1.5 inches of depth. So I got some 1.5 inch square tubing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cross frame it. I'm gonna put one tube dead center. It'll sit down in this channel here. It'll sit on top of every one of these channels to the front of the bed. And then I'm gonna split the difference 50%. That should give me somewhere in the ballpark of like 16 inch on center, sort of similar to like what you would frame a house. And then I'm going to sheet the entire bed with 1/8 inch HRPO. It doesn't matter if you're building a flatbed or you're rebuilding a flatbed for a dump truck. If you're building a trailer, if you're building a race car, if you're building a trinket, doesn't matter. You need to measure everything precisely. Cut it precisely, make it repeatable, do it right every single time. Otherwise, it's just not worth doing. Truck bed. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick this up as this is bent right about somewhere between, yeah, about right there. So that's gonna have to come up to meet this dude, and we'll weld it with it supported. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably have you hold that centered on the 22.5 mark. While I tack that, and then I'll come back here and tack that. We'll lift it up. Get all of our marks, line up the tube, tack it in where it needs to live at, and then go down and ding, 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 ding. Just do all those, weld those dudes in, then we'll lay the sheet. We'll have to notch this front sheet, put it all the way up against the front, go ahead and just tack it, lay the next one up against it, square, tack, 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 same thing, square. Should take 3 sheets, because those are 4x8, and this is 12 feet long. All right, done with the frame. Now it's time to cut some sheet. Cuts like a hot knife through butter, it says. Dare to compare. Well, did you know that the #1 injury from Christmas is opening packages like these? Did you also know that knives cut way better when sharp? Got this little steel demon, 20 mil arbor, carbide tip. Fits these Milwaukee saws, fits quite a few others, but these things are freaking awesome. Or do we trim this? I think it'll be easier to trim those. I don't think it's going to be easier to trim those. That's a lie. It ain't going to be easier to trim those. Yeah, just rip a line. All right, so now that we've got the framework laid and welded and the deck, it's just cut and tacked, I'm gonna go around with some alcohol, clean this really nicely. I'm gonna take a wire wheel and just go over the surface that I'm gonna be welding to. And then I'm gonna get my tape measure out and I'm gonna lay out 2-inch stitch welds around the entire perimeter of this thing, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And then we're gonna weld this thing out and she'll be done, out the door, money in the bank. These are called 1, 2, 3 blocks. So it's a precision machined block of steel, 1 inch this direction, 2 inch that direction, 3 inch that direction. I use them really frequently for weld layout. So I don't have to keep pulling the tape. I know that this unit is going to be exactly 3 inches. So then, you know, if I want like a 3-inch stitch, then I'll throw a 3-inch, throw a tick line, move it over, tick line. right, y'all. So we got this flatbed done. We ended up using a total of a stick and a half, an inch and a half by inch and a half square tube 120 wall as the runners that cross braced over all of the original channels. We had to make this 1/8 inch top sit, over top of the stake pocket channel, I guess you call this stuff. And so we had to build it up an inch and a half, and then we used 3 4x8 sheets of 1/8 inch smooth HRPO. The customer did not want diamond plate. That was my recommendation, but he chose this. He wanted to be able to slide stuff easily. So that's what we got. But anyways, we got a total of just under 8 hours in this project. Went through about, I don't know, probably 4 pounds of wire. I don't know, probably 2/3 of a bottle of gas. Hopefully that'll help you guys quote something in the future. Take this job, multiply it by your shop labor rate, and see what you get. All right, so as always, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Any comments are good. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay tuned.